Good morning. I'm on TikTok. I'm on StreamYard, which has me going live on one Facebook group, one Facebook page, two Facebook pages, four Facebook pages, LinkedIn, and on YouTube, and we're on Instagram live right now. So this is how you guys mass produce content. If you want to know how to mass produce content, right, you need two phones. So you're going to TikTok live, Instagram live. And you need StreamYard or another streaming platform. I'm not sponsored by StreamYard, so don't care if you guys use them or not. But this is how you create massive amount of content in a short period of time. And so I've been talking with some of my clients and with a lot of prospects. Right, we do a lot of prospecting calls, and unfortunately, not everybody that calls me can join me. Right, not everybody that wants what I can teach them on how to not get ghosted by prospects, how to connect with prospects. They can't afford to work with me. Why? Because they waited too long, right? When times were good, they didn't take advantage of the situation, and then times get bad, and then they don't have the money. And so I wanted to give some freebies. I wanted to give you guys a little slice, right? A little slice of cheese here to how to make more valuable calls with your prospects. Because when you don't know what to say, guess what you do? There's two things that happen. When you don't know what to say, the one thing is you have diarrhea of the mouth. You verbally vomit on your prospects. The second thing you do is you do nothing, right? So there's only two things that happen. You either take action or you barf all over the prospects and they say, call me back. I'm not interested. I'm not ready to buy yet. We're not ready to sell yet. We're thinking about it. We want to interview other people. Can you, I got your information, right? If you have ever got those, right? You guys, Instagram, I apologize. I can't see the screen. My iPhone is cracked on the front screen. So if you guys have questions, I can't answer them right now for you, but if you send them to me, I can answer them for you later. The problem that we have with prospecting is that we say we don't want to be salesy and we say we don't want to use a script. And here's why prospects ghost you, is because if you use a script and you read it verbatim without having transitions or without actually thinking about why you say the things you say, you're potentially triggering your prospects to not want to talk to you, right? Don't get me wrong, everybody gets those prospects. We all have those days where we get hung up on, right? We all have those days where we get told to F off. We all have those days where, you just have like a whole slum of crap. But those should be the rare, not the normals. Most of the people I'm talking to right now, because the market went from a momentum-based market in 2020 to now a skills-based market in 2022, most of the people I'm talking to right now are struggling connecting with people because you're not used to connecting with the prospect, right? And here's what I mean. When you guys make a phone call, right? Or when you guys go do a buyer or a listing presentation, or you guys sit down with Mr. and Mrs. Jones, who really runs the show? They do. So you are coming from a place of abundance or a place of scarcity. Where are we coming from when we are sitting down with a prospect? Do we need this? Oh my God, Vic, I need to make money. Vic, you have no idea how hard I need this sale. Like, how can you tell me to just be chill? How can you tell me not to be nervous? I need to pay my rent. I need to pay the whatever. Well, when you need that and you come in needy, when you pick up the phone and you're needy, right? When you need the prospect more than the prospect needs you, they are not going to feel like you have their best interests in mind. So one of the things that I teach my clients, right, in the Real Estate Sales Academy or my one-on-one clients, one of the things that I teach my clients when we work together is that you have to come from a place of safety, right? You have to make that prospect feel safe. I don't care what you're selling. If your prospect doesn't feel safe because of you, that person is not going to want to continue the conversation with you, right? Because they're not going to feel safe. They're going to feel the neediness that's coming off of you. And just like a dog that wants to go smell the person that's scared of the dog, not the people that want the dog. The dog's like, hey, that person's scared. Let's go bug them. Well, the prospect's going to smell your neediness. And if they smell your neediness, what do you think's going to happen? Right? So anybody here, just give me a heart if you've ever been ghosted by a prospect, right? A prospect says, hey, call me back. Hey, let's book a second call. We're totally interested in using you for our services, right? We totally want to buy a house with you. We just need 30 days and then we'll be ready. And you're like, okay, cool. Excited. And then you call them back 30 days later and they never pick up your phone again. What happened? Right? What happened? I can tell you what happened. The prospect was willing to do anything to get you off the phone, even telling you that they would use you because they just felt you were so greasy that they just lied to you to get you off the phone, right? That's just what happens. It happens every day, right? And it's not your fault. Here's the thing. It's not your fault that you guys have been lied to. It's not your fault that you don't know how to use human psychology, right? When you guys meet a prospect, the first thing you want to do is get in front of them as fast as possible. Write that down. The first thing that you should want to do when you get in front of a prospect or you get a new prospect is you should try to sit down with them, even if they say they're 2 years out. Vic, we're not looking to buy a house for 2 years. We're not looking to get a car for 6 months. That's okay. Come on in. That's okay. Let's sit down. Hey, that's okay. Let's go get a quick cup of coffee, right? Let's chat about what your goals are, right? You've been taught and trained the wrong things. The person who sits down with the prospect first is typically the person that wins the listing. It's the person who wins the buyer. It's the person who has the most success. Because if you sit down, let's say, no, here's what I love. Cody, my partner and I, he runs a different company and we do the RE Agent podcast together. And here's what we hear all the time. Well, Vic, Cody, I don't have time to meet with these people. They're 6 to 12, 18 months out. And my first question is, oh my gosh, well, you must be really busy, aren't you? Yeah, I'm really busy. Do you mind sharing your calendar with me on Zoom just so I can see, maybe I can help you find some blocks? Well, they open up their calendar. They wake up at 9:30. They have 3-hour breakfast, 2-hour gyms, right? They're not doing any work. They're busy doing nothing. I'm like, how many appointments have you actually sat with live people in front of? Not that many. Why are you guys not meeting with people? Well, they're not ready to buy yet. Well, don't you think you should practice so that when they are ready to buy, you are prepared? Don't you think you should practice your presentation with with real people? I mean, at some point you got to get in the game, right? So if you only think that your prospects are ready to meet right now, let's buy, you guys are hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself because you're needy and you're being a salesperson, not an advocate, not a fiduciary, not somebody that actually cares about their needs. You only care about your needs. So the reason why prospects ghost you is a couple of reasons. One, you are not professional with what you're saying, right? You have a script, but you don't know how to use it. So you go from line to line to line to line without knowing how to transition from one sentence to another. So you have a script, but you don't know how to use it. So you sound scripted, right? You don't know the proper tonality, right, to cause the prospect to want to work with you. You don't know the proper cadence. You don't know how to use the different tones that we were born with to cause a prospect to trust you and want to lean in with you. You're pushing them back, right? When you lean in, we're connected. When you push back, you're disconnected. Lean in, connected, back, disconnected, lean in, connected, back, disconnected. You should be practicing this stuff. But Vic, I'm not an actor. Well, I mean, the top salespeople in the world are actors. They are very good at reading a script, which is what an actor does, which is why they make hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars in your same industry, and you don't. So practice leaning in, practice leaning out, practice leaning in, practice leaning out, right? Practice your speed, right? So one, you don't know how to use your script, or you don't even have a script, or you don't like your script because you know that it's a 25-year-old script that some guy who never sold real estate created. And you're like, this is horseshit. And I get it. Trust me, I've read the horseshit script before and it just feels inauthentic. Two, right? So one, you don't know how to use a script. Two, you're prejudging people based off of something that they may have said. And you're coming in with an assumption about what you think they need, right? So if a seller says, hey, we need a bigger house, and they have a couple of kids, if a buyer says, hey, we need a bigger house because we had a couple of kids, do you probe what's happening inside the home that's causing them to want to move out, or you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Of course you would want a bigger house. You got 3 kids, you're in a 3-bedroom. It's a no-brainer. But if you probe deeper, it actually allows the prospect to see what their motivation was and why they reached out, because they are going to forget. But most people don't do that, which is why most people don't have a lot of success, unfortunately. Right? Most people are like, oh, we just want a bigger house. We got 4 bed. We did a 4-bed, 2-bath house. Who cares? You guys are selling the what, not the why. Sell the why. Sell the prospect on the why, not the what. Right? The what is the 4-bed. The what is the car. Right? Why do you want the 4-bedroom house? Why do you want to move? Why do you want to be in better schools? Why do they want to have a big backyard? Why do they need a downstairs bedroom? Right? What happens if they don't have the downstairs bedroom, right? You're still getting into their whys, right? Why do they need to make the change, and why do they make it now? Because as we go deeper into the recession, as we go deeper into the world that we're in, right? Rates are going to keep going up and down and all over the map. We're going into some weird times over the next couple of years. If you don't know how to connect the people to their why now, why this, why that, you're just having a standard basic shitty prospecting call, standard basic shitty appointments, right? Standard basic, everybody is doing the same thing. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to get the same results, probably worse than them, because at least if you practice the crappy stuff, you'll at least be good at the crappy, right? Like it's better to be good at the crappy than it is to be like shitty at the crappy. So like, where are you at in your process? Like, what are you struggling? What do you need, right? One of the questions I ask every prospect that comes in, right, into my world, into my community, is how many conversations are you having a week? How many conversations are you having a month? And then how many of those are actually turning into clients? That'll give you a percentage of what your close ratio is. You guys, it's not really difficult. We track our numbers here. We're not the greatest at tracking our numbers. So my EA helps me, right? But we track our numbers here and we see what our percentages are. And let me tell you, some months they're not as good as we want them to be as a company. And we focus in on what was missing, what changed, right? What do we need to do better? Are you doing that in your business? Right? Do you know how many conversations it's taking to get to a closed deal? I would probably say most of you don't. Right? So we need to ask why questions. Why did you reach out to me today? Why are you thinking about making a move now, though? What happens if we don't make the move? What happens if we don't sell the house and the economy gets worse? What happens if interest rates go higher? Right? Why is it important to make a decision now? Why is it important to have the bigger house? Why is it important to have the extra office? Why is it important to have the big kitchen? Why is it important for your kids? Right? We're doing a call yesterday with somebody, and the prospect says, well, I really just want to be able to have my kids at home. And my brand new client did not ask, why does that matter? And so we role played together, and I asked him, hey, why is it important for you to have your kids at home instead of at the neighbor's house? He goes, well, I don't have a lot of time with my kids, Vic. I only have maybe 5 or 6 years left before they start going to school and they start going on their own life. I want them to be at home. I want to be able to influence them, impact them. I want them to be around us. Like when we were kids, we were around our parents, because I don't know what the other kids are I don't know what they eat. I don't know what they're learning. I don't know what they're talking about, right? I don't know what they're doing. And they're building a relationship with the other kids' parents instead of me building a relationship with my kids and their friends. And I don't want that. Ooh, ouch. And I don't want that. I was like, bro, that sounds like you were talking from your heart. He's like, holy shit. He's like, that's why I work so hard, Vikram. He's like, that's what I'm working so hard for, is that I really want that for myself. He's like, how did you get me to drop into that? I said, I just asked with the right tone, the right empathy in my voice. And I actually cared to hear what your response was. I wasn't just reading from the script. Good morning from Portland. What's up, West Coast? Let's get it, baby. Love you too. Thank you. I appreciate the love. So anyways, you guys, we got to jump into our team meeting here in about 5 minutes. And I got to get ready for some things. But I really hope that you take the time right now to improve your skills, right? If you're not following me on YouTube, Joe, hit me up on YouTube, Vikram Diol. We're posting a lot of really good content. I'm actually, we're posting a group coaching that Cody May and I did. He's my partner. We threw in a reactivation script that Sharon, the president of Real Brokers, my good friend, and we created a couple of months ago. And so we're throwing in a lot of freebies on YouTube. You guys, we really want to grow YouTube. So if you're not following me on YouTube, go follow me there for longer form content. But otherwise, if you need help, right, and you think that this might possibly help you, just do me a favor, drop a DM somewhere, whatever platform you're on. I'm on like 9 platforms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm on 8 different platforms right now. So if you can't do it on YouTube, just go to Instagram and reach out to me, and either myself or my team will book you guys in on an appointment. Otherwise, much love to you. Have a lot of success today. Today is your day. God allowed you to wake up today so that you could be a rock star, right? That's why we woke up, because we have a purpose, and it's our responsibility to meet that purpose before we meet our maker. So I love you, and I will chat with you later. Peace out, baby. You have a good one too, buddy.